try to get it going here today.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. Their backcourt, Pritchard and White. Then it's Jaylen Brown, and it's Kata in at the 5. And for Minnesota, DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. Randall and Gobert are in the middle. And it's McDaniels in at the 3 spot. And it's going to be Minnesota off the tip. And here's Edwards. Randall outside. Five to shoot. Beyond the arc. Boston pulls it in. Their last game, a win against the Magic. Looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they hit the court last game with some serious attitude, especially on offense.
And, you know, confidence is key there. They seem to play with a ton of it, especially on the offensive end.
Here's Randall. The Celtics making their last shot. Inside.
And, you know, night to night, you pretty much know what you're going to get from Gobert. Rim protection, rebounding, intensity, and he gets his points within the flow of the offense. That's a valuable guy there.
It's his first trip to the line.
And, guys, it's something that he's going to have to work on more and more because he's still not getting the kind of shooting percentage he would like from the line.
And that one falls for Gobert.
Yeah, known as one of the game's best defenders, Gobert's size and length makes him so valuable to this team.
And so he's able to get one of two. And so Brown will bring it up for the Celtics. Outside Pritchard. Brown against McDaniels. Brown passes to Kata. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Pass to Gobert. Now here's Randall. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Boy, down low, Randall can throw those 250 LBs around and create havoc. Tough for the defense to slow him down.
Now here's Pritchard. Really played well against Orlando in his last game. Here's Kata. And that one is hammered home.
Leading him right to the basket with a tremendous pass. Really good execution there.
White against Edwards. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
A composed and cool effort from Edwards inside. Not rushing himself or forcing a bad shot. Taking what's available.
Outside White. Brown looking around. To the middle. Here's Kata. And Gobert with a block.
Gobert denying that chance at the rim. The Stifle Tower doing his thing.
Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power.
Brown, no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Edwards, a pass to Randall. Gobert with a screen on Brown. They double Randall. And here's Edwards outside. Boston pulls it in. Outside White. Outside Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Walsh sinks the tray.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Brown. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Outside Edwards. And here's Randall. Oh, they get a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. Taking a look at the Timberwolves, as the season continues to ramp up, they've secured the 7th spot.
Seeing where the Timberwolves are, they've had that kind of mixed start that we've come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of special season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, they can start to break out of that pack.
If you bring a double at this level, it can lead to some easy hoops.
Outside White. Brown with it. And in that win against the Magic, he's another guy who really played well.
The playmaking of Brown continuing to evolve. Nice dime there.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Picked by Gobert. Down low. And Gobert with the stuff.
Oh, that was nasty. A two-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
And I love how aggressive they are at pushing the pace off of turnovers. They rank in the top 10 in this category. They just love exploiting their opponent's mistakes.
And going back to the steals numbers, they've done a great job putting constant pressure on the ball handlers. No one gets to relax when these guys are around. Minnesota on D. They trail by 1. Outside Pritchard. Pass to White. The 3. Drills it from deep.
Boy, White is a capable three-point shooter now, and he does not need a lot of space or time to get off his shot.
To the paint. And Gobert with the basket on the assist by DiVincenzo. That's 7 points for Rudy Gobert. Outside White. Pass to Brown. Takes the 3. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
That's what you want defensively. Force contested threes.
To the inside. Right side Edwards. Now here's McDaniels. Outside Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. Fires in the triple. Edwards has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, this period, they're letting him go to work, and it's paying off.
Outside White. Brown against McDaniels. Takes a step back. Outside, Brown. Over McDaniels. And Boston again with the bucket.
Man, how about the cool, composed attitude of Jaylen Brown in these spots? I mean, rising up and knocking it down with the shot clock up against him, that's pretty good.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Edwards, the pass to Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
And put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Here's Pritchard, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. It's Brown on the wing. McDaniels covering. Oh, and a dunk by Brown!
Brown with that amazing athleticism, putting on a show out there with jams like that.
Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. The Timberwolves trail. Now here's DiVincenzo. 17 points for him last game against the Kings in Sacramento. Pass to Randall. For three. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
Rise and fire. DiVincenzo does not lack confidence going right up with the shot.
Brown against McDaniels. Brown in the high post. He has 6. White with a screen on McDaniels. And here's Brown for 3. White, good.
Well, he might not be a pure shooter, but he's a very steady one. I like that they're getting White something in rhythm here.
Outside McDaniels. Back to DiVincenzo. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Pass to Keita. Back to Brown. Oh, rejected by McDaniels.
McDaniels is perhaps the best wing defender in the league, guys, showing us why right there.
Edwards, a pass to Gobert. Doesn't drop. He's 4 for 5.
It's not easy to finish in traffic, but those are chances he has to convert.
Pass to Brown. And that one goes. 4 for 7 for him so far.
Strong and explosive Jaylen Brown is a tough matchup in the painted area.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves. Boston also changing it up. Hauser comes in for Walsh, and Anthony Simons subbed in for White. Celtics on D. They trail by 1. Outside Conley. Pass to Miller. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The first one falls. He's off on the second. Boston has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Brown passes to Pritchard. Now Simons. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
This close in, Simons is consistent. The defense really can't allow him to find that look.
Pass to Conley. Here's Dillingham. There's a screen. To the middle. Here's Miller. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Outside, Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Hauser outside. The 3 is up. Brown, no good. Minnesota in the lead. Pass to Conley for three. He buries it from three.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
Brown against Clark. 16 feet out, and Boston again with the bucket.
Can't blame the deficit on him. He's been scoring at will this period.
The Timberwolves lead by 3. Pass to Reed. Here's Dillingham. Outside Conley. 5 on the clock. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Now here's Simons. 23 points for him last game against Orlando. Hauser passes to Simons. Count it. Simons has got his second bucket of the night.
I know it's early, but you have to wonder if these offenses can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
Conley looking for an opening. Clark with a screen on Pritchard. Pass to Dillingham. Lets the 3 fly. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Rudy Gobert making things happen for the Timberwolves. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And another thing, they've been on the attack tonight, going right at defenders with the ball in their hands early.
Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Mike Conley out there with Dillingham, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. And as a player, how important is film study to reaching the highest level of success, Clark?
Tell you what, with the advance in technology, it's actually critical now, BA. I mean, it's more accessible, too, and that helps everybody realize the benefits of doing that extra work of studying yourself, your team, and your opponent.
Boston with the ball after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Fires the 3, and it's Tillman with a rebound. Celtics trail by 6. Simons outside. And he can't sink that one. He's 2 for 4 in the contest. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. We look forward to working with someone like that. Guys, back to you.
Has him bought in. Thanks much for the report, Allie. Here's Shireman following the score by Minnesota. Boucher outside. Pass to Simons. Takes a 3. Rebound Minnesota. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside for Randall. Minnesota needs to get off a shot. And here's Dillingham from the arc. The shot, no good. Celtics trail by 8. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Shireman. No points so far. Boucher right side. Shoots over Randall. Boucher, no good.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
To the paint. Here's Reed. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And Minnesota making a change here. Juzang's checked in. Boston also changing it up. Walsh is checked in for Boucher. Brown comes in for Hauser. And it's White in for Shireman. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Outside White. Outside Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. And here's Simons outside. Clark grabs the board.
He can't get anything to fall, at least not this quarter.
Pass to Reed. Back to Clark. Randall deciding where to go with it. The three. Simons with a rebound.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Clark against Brown. Out to the right wing. Here's Tillman. Yet to see a basket. Outside White. Boston again missing. The Timberwolves lead by 10. Here's Juzang. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. McDaniels is checked in for Clark, and it's Edwards in for Conley. There are usually one or two mid-season coaching changes in the NBA every year. Can those energize the team, Grant?
You know, B.A., we've seen it give teams a boost in the past, but only on occasion. Usually it's a last-ditch effort in a doomed season or simply just turning the page.
Now here's Brown. Whoa! Jaylen Brown! A big-time finish!
Just awesome speed from Brown. Blasting off towards the bucket and slamming it down.
Pass to Juzang. Back to Randall. Outside McDaniels. The three ball. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Randall's got 3 assists in the game.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Now here's White. He had 16 in the win against Orlando.
And he was relentless in that one. I mean, he wanted to be the first to every rebound and almost was.
Simons with it. Guarded by Edwards. Left side, Brown. Over McDaniels. No good off the glass. And here's Minnesota now. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Pass to Edwards. Back to Daniels. Again, the Timberwolves score.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Some changes for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Reed, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Juzang. The Celtics also with a sub. Kata's checked in. White looking it over. Pass to Brown. Back to White. Here's Walsh. Just 5 on the clock. And here's White. This one for 3. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Brown's got his 4th assist with that last one.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Now here's Randall. 17 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And he was a monster on the glass. Really helped them control that part of the game.
So it's Boston now, following the score by Minnesota. White, the pass to Simons. Puts up a 3. Sinks it from distance. Simons has got 7 points in the game.
You can't give Simons any room from that corner spot.
No doubt, Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point-per-game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve. They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Outside, Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Inside. McDaniels with the rebound. And the Timberwolves with possession. They're on an 18-7 run. Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
And DiVincenzo able to stretch the floor, spread the defense out, especially with how accurate he is from deep.
Good work there as it goes.
Strong effort that time, producing the best look possible.
Back to Edwards. Down low. Pass to McDaniels. It's rebounded by Walsh. Celtics trail by 16. Now here's Brown. Now Simons. 3-pointer. Rudy Gobert with a rebound.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
DiVincenzo. Pass to McDaniels. Now Edwards. Right wing. Here's Randall. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Now looking at the 2K leaderboard, specifically which teams have created a lot of turnovers and cashed in on the other end during the last 10 games. The 4th spot held by Minnesota.
Well, over these last few games, they've been putting excellent pressure on the ball handlers and then turning those forced errors into easy points.
Naz Reid's checked in for Randall. Pritchard's checked in for Boston. Outside, Brown. Outside, White. Pass to Pritchard. Outside, Brown. Over McDaniels. Brown can't hit. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. This game coming after the loss versus the Kings.
I really didn't see much of an edge from them. A little more intensity could have gone a long way.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree. They just never looked engaged, which is surprising considering how close the game ended up being.
And now he's dropped 2 3-pointers in each quarter.
And the Celtics in possession here. 19-point game. Outside White. Here's Kata. Ooh, powered down with both hands.
Boy, White doing a nice job that time, working around the defense and finding the open man.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 from outside in the second quarter. Back to Edwards. Outside, DiVincenzo. Clock at 6. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist. Edwards has got 6 assists here tonight.
DiVincenzo really setting the tone offensively. Fantastic stuff from him tonight.
Now here's Brown. 12 points for him. And there's 1:45 left in the first half. The fadeaway. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's hit a rough patch for sure this period. They need more from him.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside Reed. Outside Edwards. Shoots. Boston pulls it in.
And we haven't seen them pound the ball inside and draw as much contact this quarter.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them.
Here's DiVincenzo. The Celtics making their last shot. Outside Reed. Edwards for 3. They get the rebound. Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
The endless reach of Gobert. Those long arms sometimes seems like he's everywhere. An overwhelming presence on the offensive glass.
Now here's Brown. 12 points for him. Pass to Keita. Here's Walsh. Reed defending. Here's White. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 6 rebounds in the game.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of.
Been close. It's Minnesota up 19. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
Welcome, everybody, to halftime. NBA action abounds. Let's see what games are tipping off later. It'll be the Hawks against the Wizards in Washington. 7 p.m. Eastern Time for tip-off.
I'm predicting a somewhat lopsided outcome, I'm just saying.
Let us take some time now to talk about the first half, a commanding performance for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And you look at the numbers. They're playing so well offensively, nice flow. Only a few wasted possessions, guys. And if they continue on this track, they're pulling away down the stretch. Mark my words.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been quite a game for Donte DiVincenzo.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Celtics trail by 19. On the floor for Boston. White and Brown are the wingmen. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Walsh in at the 4. Nice ball movement by Boston. White for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. White's got 10.
Good to see White's balanced offensive approach. I mean, this guy's not forcing anything. He's taking whatever the defense allows.
Pass to McDaniels, and here's Randall. To the paint. Shot clock at 5. Gobert with the bucket. 13 points in the game.
It's too easy for him when he's that close. The defense has to put a body on Gobert inside.
Here's Walsh. White on the wing, guarded by Edwards. White finds Pritchard from behind the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
Derek White, very efficient as a combo guard, and really takes a lot of pleasure in getting his teammates open shots.
Outside Edwards. DiVincenzo. He's got 14. Pass to Randall. Fires the three. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
Answering back at the other end, Randall showing no hesitation.
Brown against McDaniels. And here's Brown. He's got 12. No luck on that one. McDaniels with some nice D.
And right now they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Rudy Gobert talked about his objectives. He said, my goal is to be the best defender ever. And now my only focus is to win a championship and to keep impacting my team. Keep trying to make my team the top defense in the league. I think that's the best measure of an all-time defender. Back to you.
He can lock it down. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. That's good from Pritchard. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Out of bounds. It'll be Timberwolves ball. And the upcoming schedule for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics.
And for that game against the Spurs, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more even pairing in the league. That one promises to be a really closely fought battle.
Edwards, a pass to Randall. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. Edwards got 7 assists in the game.
Well, Randall was lined up and ready to go. The moment the ball hit his fingers, he got it into his shot motion.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Top 10 in steals. This is a team that will force turnovers if you're careless with the ball.
And as you said, their defense this season has been rock solid. They don't give up a lot of easy scoring options and put good pressure on the offense. Here's White. 10 points for him. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Now here's White. Fires from deep. Over to the left wing. There's a screen. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Brown for 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pass to Walsh. DiVincenzo against Brown. White for 3. Good. And Brown gets the assist. And that's 13 points for Derek White.
He's shooting well, doing his best to keep this offense in gear, but he hasn't had a lot of support.
McDaniels passes to Randall. Counted. Good. Randall's got 8 points in the quarter.
It's been a dominant night for him, staying productive throughout.
Outside Pritchard. Pass to White. Here's Walsh. Takes the 3. Offensive rebound. Kata. And he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
To the inside. Here's Edwards. Lays it up and banks it in. And And that's 10 points for Anthony Edwards.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
White against Edwards. White, the pass to Keita. And there's a 3-second violation. And over on the leaderboard, the big men who have made the most of their scoring opportunities over the past 10 games. Second is Rudy Gobert.
The challenge for bigs is not only to create high percentage looks, but to also finish consistently. This group, they do just that.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Outside, Brown. Pass to Keita. Nice ball movement by Boston. White on the wing, guarded by Edwards.
Excellent movement on the play. The pass on time and on point.
Minnesota leading by 19. Here's Gobert. Now here's Randall. The kick out to Edwards. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Edwards has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Challenge with defending Edwards, he's a 3-level scorer.
Outside White. Pass to Keita. Here's Brown. "11 feet out. Keita gets the bucket. Keita's got 16 points now.
Well, once he gets on a roll, there isn't a lot you can do to slow him down.
Randall outside. Back to Edwards. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. That one on White.
A superstar level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skills. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
So much confidence coming from Anthony Edwards. You can just see it. This is a guy who knows he belongs in the league and is hungry to be great.
Hauser, he's checked in for Brown. Second free throw, no good. Celtics trail by 21. Pritchard from outside. Knocks it down from distance. Pritchard's got 7 points here in the quarter.
Very capable as a point guard is Derek White, showing off his playmaking skills there.
Outside McDaniels. Back to Edwards. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
Edwards, a true scoring machine, and he is relentless. He's lighting it up tonight.
Hauser outside. Back to Pritchard. Pass to Walsh. Now Pritchard. Outside White. They set the pick. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Minnesota leading by 20. Inside. Here's Randall. Count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Pass to Walsh. Now White. Hauser outside. It's rebounded by Minnesota. McDaniels got rebound number 5 here tonight. For 3, DiVincenzo. Oh, he remains perfect. 7 for 7, showing no signs of letting up.
His play is a big reason why they're ahead. He hasn't missed a shot all night.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Pritchard with a screen on McDaniels. Outside White. Shot to stop the run. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. They host the Pistons after this one, and that's a 1-game homestand for the club. Pass to Walsh. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Kata. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gobert. Reed's checked in for Minnesota. Freeman comes in for Randall. The Celtics also with a sub. Tillman's checked in for Kata. Pritchard from outside. Edwards pulls it in. Edwards got 4 rebounds in the game. Pass to Reed. 3-pointer. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. Edwards has got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Boston's gone 4 of 9 from beyond the arc since the break. DiVincenzo against Pritchard. Back to White to win the cold spell. He's got it. 6 of 10 now.
Doing what he can to help shrink the deficit, but it has to be a team effort.
Well, the Timberwolves shooting 71%. Their offense has looked unstoppable all game long. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Pass to Edwards. Six to shoot. And Reed with a basket on the assist from Edwards. And that's now 7 points here for Naz Reed.
And they've really managed to dominate inside.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Tillman passes to White. Pass to Walsh. Here's Tillman. Reed defending. Pritchard from outside. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Their 3-point shooting has been on point here in the second half.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those 3-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. And out of bounds, Boston will have it.
First and fewest turnovers per game. Third and second chance points. And they're top 5 in preventing points. They have a number of guys who can defend multiple positions, and they work well together as a unit.
And they have to be pleased with their low turnover rate. It's the best in the league because they are fantastic at maintaining control. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Simons comes in for Pritchard. The Celtics shooting well here in the third, hitting 50% of their shots. Looking to get back on track. Out to Simons. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter of the game, and they pick up 2. Brown's got 14 points.
Simons has a shoot-first mindset, but he also takes great pride in making plays for others.
Edwards against White. Edwards looking it over. Pass to Berenger. Simons with it. 7 points in the game. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Five to shoot. To the middle. Here's Tillman. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
And so it's Minnesota ending the period up by a staggering 23 points. And they've been shooting the lights out from the arc. All those threes have this poised for a blowout. We'll be right back. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Dillingham out there with Mike Conley. And it's Clark in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Conley passes to Randall. Lets it go from deep. And he can't get that one. Conley against Simons. Inside, here's Brown. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
Give the defense credit there. Normally, that's 2 points.
Pass to Dillingham. Banked it in off the glass.
One of the league's better floor generals, really over the last decade. Conley plays with an old-school pass-first mindset.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Tillman with a screen. Brown passes to Tillman. Shoots over Reed. Tillman misses.
Look, it's real simple. It's a make or miss league, and he just missed it.
Clark left side. Pass to Dillingham. Reed a screen on Brown. Outside Reed. There's the three. And the three-pointer goes.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
And it's Simons with the ball for the Celtics. They have yet to score here in the fourth. Outside, Brown. To the inside. Here's Boucher. And finished off by Boucher.
Well, you know, he may be a bit undersized at the four, but he makes up for it with his athleticism.
Minnesota has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Pass to Randall. Outside Conley. Reed for three. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Simons passes to Brown. Now Boucher from downtown. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 8 assists here tonight. And Minnesota calls time here. Well, Clark, you were a bit of a trendsetter with this, but it seems the stretch 4 is here to stay in the NBA.
Well, the combination of size and touch, something I took pride in as a player. I was versatile. And back then, I mean, a guy 6'8" that was able to play inside and out wasn't as common as it is now. Teams want a lot of floor spacing, and they want as many players out there that can space the floor, including the big guys. So 4 out is now a standard practice of how the game is played.
And Minnesota making a change here. Edwards is checked in. Boston on D. Conley finds Randall. Let's go with a three. Simons with a rebound. For Boston, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Brown against Conley. Outside, Brown. Shot clock at 6. From about 19, Kata gets it to go. He's now 9 for 11 on the night.
That's exactly what you work for, a high percentage look.
Minnesota has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Conley passes to Edwards, shoots over Brown, and Edwards the bucket on the assist by Conley. Conley's got 3 assists tonight. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Pass to Brown. Boucher a screen on Edwards to the paint. And finished off by Boucher.
Yeah, and we've seen Brown take strides as a playmaker out of the pick and roll.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. It's Edwards on the wing, defended by Brown. Brown with some nice D.
Not a lot you can say except fantastic job by the defense.
Pass to Keita. Nice ball movement by Boston. Clark against Brown. From 17. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Conley. You know, it seems like there's much more competition at the big man spot than there used to be.
I think a lot of that is due to the way players are developed now, particularly the big guys. They come in now expected to handle the ball and shoot, and they've watched a number of their predecessors do that in the last couple of decades. Teams now want to have 4 or more shooters on the floor to put great pressure on the opposing defense. So where there used to be 2 spots available for big guys, now they're fighting over 1 spot.
Down low. Here's Keita. And the Celtics tack on 2 more. The Timberwolves lead by 22. Randall left side. Outside Conley. Randall finds Edwards. Back to Randall. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Randall's got 12 points in just the second half. The Celtics have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Up top, Brown, guarded by Edwards. Brown passes to Hauser. Simons against Conley. Clock at 4. Fires from the wing. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Edwards, the pass to Randall. Well, a lot of eyes focused on NBA officiating, but where their eyes are focused is also a topic.
Yeah, the league's able to track officials' position on the court and even tell where they're looking. And you cross-check that with the results and train them where to be and where to keep watching.
And it's Simons with the ball for the Celtics. Pass to Brown. Inside, tipped. Randall with a steal. Here's Edwards. And the layup falls. Edwards has got 22.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Simons deciding where to go with it. Over Clark. Again, the miss by Boston.
He just can't find a consistent way to score, and this team could certainly use it.
To the middle. Pass to Reed from deep. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor space.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
Now Brown. And stolen by Edwards. Shoots over Brown. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
If you give him any sort of space, he's going to attack.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the fourth. Conley, a screen on Boucher. For 3, Randall. Boston pulls it in. Simons got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Brown. And Clark, the Defensive Player of the Year award tends to go to shot blockers, insinuating that bigs really have a greater impact on that end of the floor.
Well, you know, the counting stats favor big guys. I mean, when you think about block shots and defensive rebounds, clearly big guys would tend to corral numbers in those areas. But still being on that back line means they're involved in a lot of plays, and they've got to do more than just block shots and rebounds. So To answer the question, generally, I'd say yes.
Simons passes to Brown. Boucher a screen on Edwards. And again, Jaylen Brown. Brown's got 6 in the quarter.
I don't think he could have been any more impressive than he was tonight. Brown is setting this place on fire.
Back to Randall. Six to shoot. Off target at the rim. The Celtics have gotten 8 of 13 shots to find the basket in the fourth quarter. Here's Brown, and Boston again with the bucket.
Yeah, tonight has been all about Jaylen Brown, a legit star in this league.
Minnesota has gone 4 of 8 from three-point land during the fourth. Randall outside. A minute 58 left to play in the fourth. From 7, it's wide right, hits off the rim. And for the Celtics, they're shooting about 56% in this one. Pass to Keita, to the paint. Nice ball movement by Boston. Now here's Brown. And that one drops for him. Brown's got 12 points here in the second half.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Timberwolves.
A pair of tremendous rebounding teams.
And these guys played a little harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And this will push their total wins for the year up to 11.
And so they'll win the first of 3 games in this season series. That 1-0 lead should give them a nice confidence boost the next time they go up against the Celtics.
We've come to expect big-time games from him. Just another day at the office for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, I loved his approach. Businesslike, methodical, highly productive. When they needed points, he was the one that got them.
Here's Keita, Reed defending. Keita, pass to Boucher. There's Simons with a 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Conley passes to Edwards. Randall against Boucher. Here's the teardrop. Randall, good.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And there's a pick. And it's Brown off the drive. Pass to Keita. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Dante, you won state titles in high school, 2 national titles at Villanova, and now a growing role in the NBA. What has been the secret to your success?
It's my ability to adapt. Different teams, different dynamics of different teams, and just my ability to adapt to that team and fit.
Sky's the limit, guys.
All right, Allie, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, time for our player of the game, Julius Randle.